What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barcaboy 103. Today we're going to be doing a match analysis on Barcelona's match yesterday, the 4-0 win versus Osasuna at home. It was a big win, much needed points, and it was overall a great performance. So we're going to do a match analysis. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys smash that like button. Let's try to hit 150 likes. It'd be very much appreciated. And of course, hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. So let's start off with Ronald Koeman's team selection. Starting out on screen right now, very weird, like I've said before, numerous amount of times. It's your second and goal, Dest at right back, Lenglet and Lenglet as the two center backs, Jordi Alba left back, De Jong, Pedri and Coutinho, Messi, Braithwaite, and Griezmann. And we all know that he played in the 4-2-3-1 system. He had Pedri and De Jong in the double pivot, Coutinho on the left, Griezmann in the middle, Messi on the right, and Braithwaite up top. So from the get-go, you can tell that Koeman wants to fit Pedri in this team as best as he can. He knew that he had to start that front four because Pedri needed rest, but he still wanted to fit Pedri in. That's one criticism right there. And secondly, playing Coutinho on that left wing, I'm telling you guys, it is not it. Like I was saying, made my comments in my match review that you like Coutinho on the left wing. I don't know what you guys are on. Coutinho cannot play in that left wing position. He's just not the quality that we need at Barcelona. He got ridiculed in the 18-19 season and had to go out on loan. That's how bad he was. So him going with this was just a straight up just a slap in the face to, the likes of Dembele, the likes of Trincao, the likes of Conrad. You see Conrad in the Barcelona B game yesterday. Oh my god. You'd rather play Coutinho on the left wing. It's like, come on, man. The positive of this lineup was that he started Braithwaite. Braithwaite had a fantastic performance against Dynamo Kiev. He backed it up. He started him. Would have liked to have seen Alina get rewarded for his performance as well, but he did come on in the 30th minute, so he did get his minutes in the end. But Braithwaite starting this game was an absolute must. So one of the positives from Koeman yesterday was the team's performance. I thought it was a really solid performance. But the one thing was I would say that as a fair criticism was the lack in defensive concentration. You can tell by that back five that they all had very solid individual performances, maybe apart from Jordi Alba. But we still conceded a lot of attempts on goal. You had that Budimir chance, you had the post, had a lot of chances in the second half. And it just shows Barcelona's defense needs massive investment. Now the subs that Koeman made today were also very well. Of course, you can only do 3 interval substitutions. His first interval was a straight halftime substitution for Busquets for Pedri. So he knew that Pedri wasn't working that CDM position. He corrected at halftime, which is good. Would have liked to see maybe basically anyone else but Busquets. But then again, he is coming back from injury, needs some fitness. Maybe this is a perfect game to play him, so that's a fair argument as well. In his second interval, he went with the triple substitution of Firpo, Trincao, and Ousmane Dembele. He decided to bring on Firpo for Dest. That seems a pretty fair substitution. Dest had a little bit of an injury, wasn't really 100% maybe, and he didn't want to risk him any longer. So that's a fair substitution, and Firpo playing it right back, getting minutes there, because he knows he's going to be very versatile this season with all the injuries that we have. Second substitution was Dembele for Coutinho, which was much needed. Again, I understand Coutinho had a decent performance, got his goal in the end. But overall, man, he should not be playing on that left wing. Imagine if we had the Dembele, Griezmann, Messi, Braithwaite. That would have been absolutely lethal. Hopefully we see that against Fenerbahce midweek. But that's a good substitution as well. Then finally he brought on Trincao for Braithwaite, then moved Messi up top. I feel like Messi didn't really, do well there, but then in the end he got his goal from playing from deep, of course. So maybe him and Griezmann were switching positions for the time being. And finally he was forced to bring on Alina for Lenglet, who was injured. But thankfully Lenglet's injury isn't serious. He drove home. And Rackman also came out last night saying that Lenglet has a small sprain in his right ankle, indication that he will not be out for more than a week. Thank God. He is not going to be out for that long. Maybe he'll miss the Fenerbahce game and the Dest game this weekend. Other than that, he should be good to go, hopefully. So I think Koeman's substitutions today were very on point. Did them early as well, the 4 substitutions early. And then he had that one little sub maybe for precautionary reasons. Maybe he didn't want to risk it with injuries like he did against Atletico Madrid. So that's him learning from his mistakes. And then maybe he would have brought on maybe Riqui, Puig, or Alina in the last 10 minutes anyways. So that was good from Koeman as well. And overall performance was great as well. Maybe we'd like to see more flowing football. I felt like De Jong lost the ball a lot in midfield as well after rewatching the game. And other than that, you can't give, you have to give Koeman props for today. He learned from his mistakes, but he did make a mistake in Coutinho, the left wing, and Pedri and the CDM position. I think he understands about Pedri. He took him off at halftime, so he won't be using that again. But I am worried that he may use Coutinho at left wing again. So let's talk about some of the pros in this match. Of course, there are a lot of pros, but I'm going to narrow it down to a couple. Firstly, are the attacking positions of Griezmann, Messi, and Braithwaite. I thought that worked fantastically well. The fact that Koeman came out after the game saying that we knew we needed an actual number 9 in this game, that's why we started Braithwaite. It was a tactical decision, and also based on the fact that he did a great performance against Dynamo Kiev, and that forced Messi to shift to the right wing to have Griezmann in the middle. Now, I said this before in my Atletico Madrid game preview. I said that Messi needs to be starting on the right wing more often, because in the middle I feel like he's really isolated. And I've been looking at the comments of my video and in Talk FCB's video, and a lot of people are saying look, I think Messi is better out wide. He should be playing wide. And I agree. I've been saying this for a long time. I think Messi In this system, the 4-2-3-1, Messi is best suited, in my opinion, on the right wing. And I feel like now Koeman's trying to realize that now. And I think in the next games to come, we'll see Messi more on the right wing. Now, Griezmann at cam. Oh my god. If you take Griezmann's probably best two performances, they were Villarreal away under Setien and today. In that Villarreal game, he played as a cam behind Messi and Suarez, and Messi was kind of drifting here on the right-hand side. And today, he needs to play behind a striker, and this kind of moves on to the point of Braithwaite as striker. He needs a striker. Imagine if we had a Depay, a Haaland, an Mbappe, a Lewandowski, an Aguero, something like a proper number 9, Lautaro Martinez, like a proper number 9. We'd be a lethal team. Dembele on the left, Messi on the right, Griezmann in the middle, proper number 9 up top. Oh my god. If you had a proper number 9, I feel like we would have gotten more goals today. I feel like Braithwaite could have gotten more chances, but he did really well. He did really well attacking that defense, occupying that space in between the two center backs. He was brilliant today, and I feel like with that system, it may be the one going forward. Because we saw Messi go in that striker position, false 9, whatever you want to call it, at the end of the last half an hour of the game, and we didn't really, come into it that well. But Messi obviously scored that wonderful goal for Maradona. But Griezmann at that camp position from now on is an absolute must, and that leaves the question for where's Coutinho going to play and where is Pedri going to play. I feel like now with Griezmann solidifying, not really solidifying it, but playing really well there, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Coutinho and Pedri, because I feel like now we're going to see them a lot more on the left-hand side, especially with Ansu's injury and especially with Koeman not really trusting Dembele. But I feel like their positions now are at jeopardy. But Griezmann at the camp from now on is an absolute must. I don't want to see him on the left wing. I don't want to see him on the right wing. I don't want to see him at striker. I want to see him in that camp position. Again, maybe we have some absolutely massive injury crisis or whatever. Everyone has red cards. You can play him there. That's fine. But Griezmann's position in this team is a cam. And I feel like if you give him a proper run of games in that cam position with the proper number 9, with 2 proper wingers, he could be lethal. Another positive from the match is, of course, the performance of Dest. Dest was brilliant down that right-hand side. I felt like I was watching Dani Alves. He didn't get forward that much as Dani Alves did, but he did. He made that overlapping run every time when Messi had the ball, and he was brilliant. He needs to get more minutes. If Sergio Roberto comes back from injury and he's being played ahead of Dest, Koeman needs to be sacked. I'm not having that. Dest is brilliant. What a signing for 20 million. You can see Bayern Munich now. They're crying because they don't have a right back. They're playing a center back at right back in Benjamin Pavard. They're crying. They keep crying every day that they wanted Dest. And we have him, and he's sitting on our bench when Roberto's fit. Dest was outstanding. And of course, Oscar Mingueza as well has been doing brilliant. That's 2 games now, 2 starts, 2 90-minute games, and that's 2 great performances from him. He did lose the ball a few times. Koeman reiterated that in his post-match press conference. He said that Mingueza lost the ball a few times, which he needs to improve on. Other than that, he was flawless. And I felt like a lot of the double pivot kind of area, Busquets, De Jong, and him lost the ball quite a few bit. But other than that, he was flawless. If he can work on his game on that point, he will be a brilliant center back. Now, some of the cons in this game, the first one I want to talk about is the performance of Jordi Alba. I'm not saying that he was absolutely terrible, but just some of the his movement of play, just the fact that he keeps on looking for Messi, the fact that he keeps crossing into the same area of the box. But he did have some good crosses today. I have to give him that. But other than he defensively, he didn't have to really do much because Mingueza, Lenglet, and Dest were kind of carrying the defense to allow Alba to push up, and his connection with Coutinho was great as well, along with De Jong. But just going forward, man, you can see him. He's so hesitant with his cross. He always feints. He's like, "Oh, Messi's not open. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do?" It's like a headless chicken when Messi's not open. And he has no competition for play. He has no competition in that left back position. So he knows week in, week out, if he's fit and if it's a decent game, like a big game or whatever, he's starting. And that's something else. We need to get a left back. Whether it's Jose Gaya, Alex Rimardo, Alex Moreno from Real Betis. We need someone. We need a proper left back to compete with Jordi Alba. Because he knows every single week, yeah, I can do 100 crosses and only successfully do 2. I know I won't have any competition on the bench. He needs competition for places. I think Alba's performance was a bit lackluster yesterday. I felt like if it wasn't a home game, people would be, more open towards how bad of a performance he had. But the fact he's at home and, crosses were bouncing in and out and blah, 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 blah. It wasn't really looked into that much. Overall, I didn't think he did that great. And the defense overall as well wasn't that great as well. You say individually they all had great performance. I gave Dest an 8 out of 10. I gave Mingueza an 8 out of 10. I gave Lenglet a 7 out of 10. And I gave Jordi Alba 6 out of 10 in my match review yesterday. But the whole defense was just together so poor. Ter Stegen had to save us a lot. And I was checking the stats that Osasuna had 10 attempts on goal. 10 attempts on goal at home against Barcelona. That's just unacceptable. It really is. You see the amount of chances they have. Every time they had a chance, they think they're going to score. Budimir had that great chance. The post from Mingueza's mistake. They had a lot of opportunities. Osasuna. It's just the defense. I don't know what's wrong with it. I don't know if we're cursed. I don't know what's wrong with it. But on paper, they all play well. But collectively, they're not doing that great. And that needs improvement from Koeman and his staff. Because I don't know what's going on. We have great defenders. Yes, some of them are youth products. Maybe they need more experience, blah, 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 blah. But why is Ter Stegen and Stegen us like half the time? It needs improvement. And you expect with a defense, with a double pivot ahead of them, they should be doing well. And that's another thing. The double pivot, it's just so unbalanced. I don't know why Koeman wants to go with two actual CDMs. He should be going with one proper CDM and one maybe box to box. That way when we're attacking, we can easily switch into a 4-3-3. So him play De Jong along with Alenia, De Jong along with Puig, Puig along with Puig, Puig along with Alenia. Has to be one of them. So it'd be on one center back has to be one of either De Jong, Puig, and Busquets, and the other one has to be Alenia or Riqui Puig. Because other than that, it's not. I don't feel like it works. Maybe when the defense is weak on paper, for example, maybe if you have Araujo, Mingueza, Dest, and Firpo as the back four, you can play two solid CDMs because the whole point of the CDM is to protect the back line. And yet in this game, we had two proper CDMs in the second half. We had a full back line, and also so we're getting chances left, right, and center. That needs improvement as well. I feel like Koeman needs to figure out a way to balance that 5 at the back and the two CDMs. If you just go full defense, then the attack is not going to have any fluidity. And just going to be that front four just by themselves like here. It's going to be like, there's always like a big gap between the CDM and the defense, the double pivot, sorry, in the defense, and the 4 attackers. Always a big gap. Then when Coutinho drifts in the middle, it's basically just a 3 up front and then just like an 8 at back. I think Koeman needs to improve on that in that front in his system. And I've been saying this before and I'll say it again. I feel like this squad that we have right now is best suited for a 4-3-3 system. But if Koeman wants to use his trusted 4-2-3-1, he needs to figure out the right balance. We're not like an Espanyol or like a Malaga or something like that when we need to play 4 defenders and a double pivot ahead of them. That's just way too defensive. I feel like if you have a balanced double pivot system, balanced back line, it could work. But if you just play old defenders, then that front four is going to be lackluster. And we kind of saw that in the second half. There wasn't that much flowing football in the second half, especially when Busquets came on. And I feel like Koeman needs to work on that. So an overall summary on the match, of course, it was a great performance in the end. I'd say probably it was like 80% positive, 20% negative. And if Koeman can fix that 20% negative, we could be really a proper team. Especially like I said before, I feel like Koeman needs to, set up his team. And he did that today with starting Braithwaite. He knew that he had to start Braithwaite in this match. He needed a proper number 9 to occupy that center back. Did that in his post-match press conference, and he was right. So overall, I feel like Koeman can just touch up the team in a few areas. We can be a great team. But the question is he going to keep up this consistency? Or will he just drop off against Ferencváros and Cadiz this weekend as well? So we have a lot of games coming up. There will be no rotation, of course, in these games coming up. We can't play the same 11 every single game. But the main thing is the consistency of football. So that's my match analysis for Barcelona versus Osasuna. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like. Let me know your comments down below. Maybe anything else that I missed. Maybe you want to, reiterate on some of my topics. And of course, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for the match preview for Ferencváros game, because games are coming in thick and fast. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care, and Forza Barca.